Sean, nice to see you. First of all, your reaction to that performance this afternoon?
Obviously very pleased. I thought, sort of overview of it, I thought first half they were terrific, as they've been virtually all season. Not just the way they play, to be fair. I don't mean just with the ball. I mean, they press, they harry you, they hardly give you a chance to get in the game, which we didn't hardly get in the game. We had to just defend. And sometimes that's the way it is against the top sides. And then we just about hung in there. The keeper made a couple of big saves and big moments. We did have one golden chance, I thought, for Jay Rodriquez and a couple of moments from set pieces. So we've done enough to at least ask a question. But half time, I said to him, I said, look, even top sides, I think it's difficult for them to keep that up for, what ends up being 95-minute game, and they didn't quite manage that. Still very good second half, but I thought we just about found a foothold in the game and just started asking more questions. I thought we were a threat from set pieces all day. And then we found a big moment, which we have done lately.
And you can't not talk about Nick Pope. Incredible afternoon from him. Liverpool arguably could have been 3-0 up at half-time. You must be so pleased to see that kind of performance from him.
3-1, I think, if Jay Rob would have scored. But I understand your point. I think Pope was excellent against that. Apart from he had his feet on the wrong feet, shoes on the wrong feet, rather, from his kicking, which is unusual for him, it must be said. But his job is to keep it out the net. And someone said to me the other night, how unorthodox he is. I'm not bothered as long as the ball don't go in the net. That's his job. And he does it very well.
And just lastly from me, on that goal from Jay Rodriquez, how deserving was that? Because he really put in a shift today.
Yeah, I thought first half it was hard for the two centre-forwards. We didn't really get a foothold from them. But I thought second half they started a lot brighter. I thought they helped us grow into the game somewhat. We had to take Woody. We're trying to get Woody fit, so we had to take him off. But he had a good go at it and a good shift for us. But Jay Rod sticks in there. He's a great pro, and he's getting his rewards with some fine goals.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Thank you. Any other broadcasters on? If not, we'll start with the written lads. Anybody?
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah, Sean, sorry, I didn't hear about what you were saying. I was on mute. But I'm going to ask about Nick Pope again. I mean, just because of a performance at a venue like this, you know what's going to happen. The clamour for him to be the England #1 is going to grow. I mean, obviously, a performance like that's going to do no harm at all, is it?
Been performing very well all season, actually. I mean, one of his biggest strengths, and if he makes a mistake, he just stays calm and he gets on with the job. And I think for keepers, that's a tremendous thing to have. I think he's improving. I think his dominance around the box is there for everyone to see. He's unorthodox in the sense that he makes saves that people probably wouldn't expect him to make. And he's enjoying the group in front of him because he's had to play well at times, but equally there's a group in front of him who are giving their lot to make sure, even in tough games like this against top opposition, to try and keep him protected whilst trying to obviously find a moment to win the game. So I think he's respectful of the players in front of him too.
Sean, what does it say about the spirit that your boys have still got, even at this stage of the season where you're safe, that they dug in there? I mean, you had a left back playing right midfield. I mean, what does it say about that you can get a result from a place like this?
I think we've built a mentality here and a resilience over a long period of time, and I think there's that kind of spirit in amongst the group. And I think sometimes, people talk of different things now in football. And obviously, the detail in football is been enhanced, the individual detail, the technical detail, the tactical for sure. But, you still need a heartbeat. You still need a group of people who care, and they need to care dearly. And I have got that. I've got a group of players here who care deeply for each other and what they try and achieve. And, and I think that is still a really valuable thing in team sport. And I think we've got it in abundance. And I think we've got more quality than people sometimes give the team credit for. And I think we've got very good organisation and the physicality of these players. I mean, we're more or less relying on the same players, and they're playing week in, week out, and they are. I thought we were super strong. As that went down the line, I thought the last 7 or 8 minutes, I thought we looked physically really, really strong. And that's great testament to the players.
Anybody else from the Nationals?
No?
John Black?
Hi, Sean. You must be delighted with the mentality and belief of your players. I mean, even at 1-1, when many teams had sit back and settle for the point, you've gone up the other end and nearly snatched it.
Yeah, that was pleasing. It's not always easy. You've come back into the game. We've nicked a really good goal. And then there is that weird thing of do you try and see it through? And we've never intended on doing that, actually. Sometimes it might look like it. I know people say, we tend to sit deep and try and counter. Trust me, it's not always the plan. It's just that the opposition are really good. But today there was a clear attempt to go and win the game. And obviously we've had a real close chance with Johan playing a great ball into Fedra behind their back four. And obviously Johan hitting the bar. Amongst set pieces, I thought we were tremendous there. I thought we looked a real handful. We use the talents of the players wisely, I think, to try and affect games. And I think we affected it enough today to get a point. But it could have been out of sight. So don't get me wrong, I haven't lost sight of that. They're a top side. They did what top sides do early on in the game. But we dug in and we saw that period through. And I thought second half was slightly more even and we created better chances. And obviously, whatever way it pans out, you've got to do to get a point on this occasion. And we did that.
Against the odds, I mean, the lads just keep delivering week in, week out. Given how threadbare your squad's been in since Project Restart and the fixture congestion, I mean, just how proud have you been and how good has this run been in context with your reign as manager?
Super proud of the players. I always am, to be honest. Win or lose, they always give us everything. When I first came to the club, I only promised sweat on the shirt. I didn't promise anything else. Didn't promise anything, in fact, apart from you'll have a team that give everything. But if there's ever an advert for a team that's giving everything, then it's this run of games and this run of results. Because, a lot of noise around us at the start point and myself and a lot of questions and then injuries. And yet the focus has been clear from myself, the staff and the players. And that's rewarded them with the points we've got on the board and some really good performances and enjoyable days like today. They worked very hard to get something from the game today and they deserve everything they got. Excuse me.
Thanks, Dan. Alex James, just last couple.
Yeah, hi, Sean. How's the back?
Neck. Into the neck.
Sorry.
I think two options, one at the bottom, one at the top. So that'll be interesting for the surgeon.
Yeah, just following on from what Dan was saying now, given how sort of dominant Liverpool have been this season and how impressive they've been at home, I think it's 18 months since they dropped points in the league at home. Just sort of where does that performance and result rank for you? You've had some pretty special ones today, Lee.
Yeah, I'm not really too fussed about that. I'm more fussed about the performance and the lads giving everything. That's what I look for. I think Liverpool have deserved everything they've got. I think they've been absolutely outstanding. I thought they were first half. Found it very difficult to put a mark on them. We had one good chance from Jay Rodriquez. We had a number of set pieces. We might have got something, but they dominated the ball. They dominated the game. Second half, everyone knows we have a resilience to how we work, and I thought that was on show. We made it difficult for them, and we started to just build into the game. So, as regards big results, I think for different reasons it's a big result because of how stretched the squad is. But as regards the feel of it, I'm just delighted for the players. It's another point on the board. It's another very, very good performance, I thought, against the odds, against the top side, because there's no two ways about it. They are a top side.
And just lastly, I know Nick Pope will get a lot of plaudits for the saves he made, but just a word on the relationship between Taki and Kevin Long, who's come in and I thought was really, really impressive today.
Yeah, Long's been excellent. I mean, he waits there and he's diligent and he's professionally diligent. He looks after himself, playing a lot of football out of the blue. He's struggling a bit with his back and his calf. Gets out there, delivers another performance. But I must say, playing along Taki would be a joy at the moment. I mean, Ben Mee's been terrific as well. But if I was playing along Taki, I'd probably manage it myself, even in the state I'm in with a broken back. I'll be all right.
Nice one. Thanks very much. Well done today.
Thank you, folks. Any last ones before we go? No, thank you.
Stay well, everyone.